Hello everybody and welcome to the Friday Wrap for today, May 9th. I had to look down. 20,000. Oh, this is starting well. 2014. I hope you all had a fantastic week. As you all know, I definitely had a great week. And the reason I had a great week is because on Sunday, this past Sunday, we crossed 40,000 subscribers. Actually, now we're at 41, over 41K, which is awesome. And we are very much on target for hitting 50,000 well before the end of the year, which still blows my mind because that was the end of year goal for me, was 50,000. We're going to be hitting 50,000 well before the end of the year if things continue as they are. So thank you so much. You guys are awesome, awesome people. I don't really want to get into that right now because obviously I have been talking a lot about it. So I'm not going to continue on with it. You've heard me say thank you enough. I don't want to keep on bugging you down. But anyway, I've had a pretty good week. It's been a fun one. Not too much as far as, well, there's a few things I want to talk about. First and foremost, what I do want to talk about is Dean Cuddy. If you don't know, Dean is a good friend of mine that I met really early on in my YouTube career. Honestly, I wouldn't be where I am today without that guy. He has been so supportive. He is just, we've worked together, which I say we are working on something, but I'm still trying to play through the game first, which I don't have much time to do recently. But we are going to be working on something again soon, but we worked together early on in my career to do some scripted pieces. He went off and he started his own YouTube channel, and he just put up a video today for his new retro review of Comics Zone, an old Sega Master Drive, or whatever he calls it, Sega Genesis where I live, game that was awesome. And if you don't know, he does retro reviews, but they're not like boring reviews. It's very comic driven, obviously influenced by some of the great YouTubers out there. Please do yourselves a favor, take 3 or 4 minutes out of your life and go watch that video. I promise you, you will like it. He deserves the success. He deserves the success, if not more than what I've achieved so far, because of the amount of work that man puts into his stuff. So please go check out his stuff. It's awesome. So that's up, and I actually just finished watching it, and I'm probably going to watch it one more time because I have it up again, ready to go, because I enjoy watching it. It's really funny, so I enjoy it. As far as YouTube stuff, you all know that I am doing something a little bit different, and I say this because Dean actually came up with the idea, was that I have about 2 or 3 series wrapping themselves up, or at least going on temporary hiatus for a little while. Over the next 2 or 3 days, we should be seeing them wrap themselves up. And with that leaves about 2 or 3, depending, open time slots that I need to fill. And I have ideas. I have lots and lots of ideas of series that I think could do well and things that people would enjoy watching. But I have more ideas than I have slots open right now. And I contemplated upping my video production to 6 to 8 videos a day. I don't want to do it. I don't really have the time, and I feel like that'd be a lot. Like, very few YouTubers can get away with the amount of videos I even put up, never mind more than that. So I've decided to leave it at the number of videos I put up a day, which is anywhere between 4 and 5, depending on what's going on. And I apologize, I'm like itching my nose. There's like fur floating around because I was just holding a cat. So it's like making my nose itch. So what I've decided to do, because Dean suggested it, originally I was just going to pick the games I thought would do well and just go with a series for them. But what I've decided to do, due to Dean's suggestion, is to create episode 1, maybe even episode 2 of a few different Let's Plays. And with those Let's Plays episodes, over the next week, basically watch which ones you guys like. Basically, I'm going to let you, the viewers, decide what's going to happen by sheer virtue of numbers. The views, mostly likes and comments. And then at the end of the week, I look over all the videos, I look at who enjoyed what the most, and then I choose through that feedback what will be a more permanent fixture on the channel for the next couple of months, depending on how well the Let's Plays end up going. I think that's a great idea. It allows you, the viewers, to interact more and allows you guys to make the decisions and have influence over what shows up on the channel. So I think that is going to be something that's going to be awesome. Now, one of the other things I like to do is make sure I'm going to have fun playing the games, but the games I'm going to be putting out there, I know I'll have fun playing because I've played them all before, even if it's on my off time or a long while ago. So that's something I'm doing on my channel. And I think that'll go over well. At least I hope it goes over well. We'll see, depending on what you guys do. Other stuff that's going on, D&D happened yesterday. It'll be the last D&D session for 2 weeks. It was a really tense session. It was really good, too. The reason it was tense is because our party, and I know I kind of told you who was in our party before, but our party's personalities kind of mesh really interestingly. We have a very stalwart paladin. We have a magic user who is obviously hiding a few things and is really friendly. We have a psionic Kalishtar who is, we can't quite tell. Sometimes he's really stoic, sometimes he's really friendly. I don't know if even the player knows how he wants to play him. And then we have my character, the Wild Mage, who, for the most part, up until yesterday, was incredibly meek and shy and just trying to keep to himself most of the time because he's so afraid of himself. He's so afraid of the things that could happen. But yesterday was the tipping point for my character, which is why it was so fun. I ended up getting put in jail for reasons that really don't matter to the overall plot, at least not to my knowledge, not yet. And I ended up getting put in prison. And over the time in prison, my character, over the 4 months prior, was basically on a drug that to control his emotions. Basically lithium in fantasy world. The idea was I had gone to Arcanix to get studies done on me to try and figure out what was wrong. They couldn't figure it out. So instead, what they knew is that a lot of my magical outbursts as a wild mage came through high emotions. So what they did is they put me on essentially lithium, a mood stabilizer. And with that, I apologize, that was a cat coming into the room. With that mood stabilizer, I was a very mellowed, chilled out person who really didn't have any outbursts and any magical problems kind of happen. So through the next 4 months, I actually became addicted to the drug. The drug that he used had a minor addiction, and when I got put in jail, the drug was taken away from me through certain circumstances. My character started going through withdrawals and started exerting sickness, and then after that, other people started giving me another drug, which was an upper to help me cope with the withdrawal symptoms, but it was making me even more messed up. On top of it, the Kalishtar kept going into my head to try and keep me calm. He was trying to help. He had a mind link ability as well as other ability, which I can't remember. Calm emotions, basically. And I also had everybody else. Our paladin tried to tell me the way to control myself was through religion, and I had other people trying to give me answers. And basically, what was happening is that everybody was giving me the answer and trying to tell me and pull my character in different ways and saying, this is what you should do, this is how you should control yourself. And my character kind of had enough of it. He came to a snapping point where he made a very conscious decision. He wasn't going to be afraid of himself anymore. He was going to embrace everything that he was, which meant all the wild magics, no longer was he going to try and hide them and control them. He was going to use them willingly. And in doing so, he kind of exploded, not like, well, kind of both literally and figuratively, but he kind of like snapped and was like, I'm giving you one warning, run, get out of the way. Because what he did was he just couldn't hold it back anymore. He just threw magic forward to kind of just have that release and to finally say, I have control over this. And in doing so, I ended up blowing up the room with a 10d6, like at level 4 or 5, level 4, by the way, 10d6 attack, which through abilities and drugs actually that were in me and other things actually allowed me to do a 10d6 fireball, but I ended up hurting myself to the point of knocking myself near death in doing it. But now I have officially put myself and my friends as outlaws, and through circumstances they can't really ditch me. At the same time, they don't really like me, and I've caused this tension in the party that they kind of have to deal with, and it's going to be interesting to see where it goes. Of course, I'll keep you updated. There will be no D&D updates for a couple of weeks, obviously, because D&D is going to be put on a hiatus, but it's been really good. This is probably one of the most interesting party dynamics we've had in a very long time. And I'm happy. I'm really happy about it because I like the characters that are in the party. They are very, very cool to see unfold and to react to things. And I'm very excited to finally be able to say after 3 or 4, more like 4 or 5 weeks, to finally play my character. Because this has kind of been planned since the start. It actually blew up a little bit later than I expected to, which meant it would end up being more dangerous. But the idea for my character to be so afraid of himself and then eventually embrace what he is and then develop as a character that way was always planned. And to finally be at that point where I'm no longer like shy and I can come into myself and embrace my chaotic, highly emotional personality is exciting to see what's going to happen. So that's D&D. That was D&D yesterday. I don't want to get too on it. Other than that, we did a recording session for Europa Universalis 4 today, and it was the first recording session in probably a month and a half where we actually got all 7 episodes done in one sitting. Over the past few weeks, it's been kind of sporadic because of schedules, but that's good. And I've also been looking at, and but surprisingly, expecting PAX Prime stuff to start coming into my mind starting next month. Travel plans, getting passes, this, that, and the other. So that's interesting too. Streaming should be picking back up starting tomorrow, maybe Monday at the latest. Weekends are always iffy. and we should be getting back on schedule with everything come Monday, though nothing's really been off schedule, if I do say so myself. And that's it. My week, other than that, has been kind of regular, which is good. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know how your week has been going in the comments, obviously. I'm curious if you guys had a good week. I really hope you've had a good week. And if you've had a bad week, I hope I've been able to make it even just a little bit better. Thank you guys for coming by, and I'll see you next Friday. Bye-bye.